Welcome back to dailycryptotalk.com. It's Tuesday, November 26th, 2024, and we've got a lot to cover in today's Crypto Deep Dive.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride.
Before we start, make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives.
You got it.
We're your financial analysts here to break down the latest news and trends of the crypto market. So let's just jump right in. Bitcoin. It dipped yesterday down to $92,611.76.
Yeah.
A 5.18% decrease in just 24 hours. This comes after its recent push toward $98,000. What do you think? Is this a sign of trouble or just a natural thing in a bull market?
Well, Bitcoin has been on a really strong upward trend for months now.
Right.
So a correction like this isn't completely unexpected, could even be a good thing for people who are looking to buy in or add to their position.
Okay, so a potential buying opportunity for those who are in it for the long haul. What levels should we be watching in terms of support and resistance?
Keep an eye on $92,666 and then $90,000.
Okay.
If it breaks below $90,000, we could see some panic selling, and that's when things could get a little shaky.
Got it. So keep those levels in mind and make sure you have alerts set. Speaking of exciting opportunities, it looks like altcoin season is officially in full swing.
Yeah.
SOL, XRP, and DOGE are all showing some gains, but SAND, wow, a 290% spike this month?
Yeah.
What's driving that kind of surge?
It's pretty amazing, right? SAND is a metaverse token. It's been riding this wave of speculation and growing interest in the metaverse overall. Plus, there's been a big jump in what we call open interest, which means more people are trading SAND, and that just adds fuel to the fire. Now, for those who might not know, open interest refers to the number of outstanding contracts in the futures market.
Right.
It's a good indicator of the activity and interest in an asset.
Thanks for clarifying that. So with all this altcoin activity, it's got to be tempting for investors to chase those gains.
Oh, yeah.
But I know you're going to tell everyone to slow down just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's exciting to see these gains, but altcoins are known for being really volatile. So don't fall into that FOMO trap, fear of missing out, and buy at the top of the market. Do your research, choose your projects wisely, and don't overextend yourself.
Solid advice as always. Now let's talk about a major development that could have a huge impact on the entire crypto space. Trump's back in the White House, and he's making some big moves.
Definitely.
A new crypto czar to lead the industry, a new Department of Government Efficiency with the acronym DOGE of all things, and it's going to be headed up by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy.
Right.
What are your thoughts on all of this?
It's a lot to process. On one hand, having a crypto czar could be good. It could bring more clarity and stability to regulations. But there are many theories about who that czar will be.
Right.
Some are saying it might be Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, which is interesting considering his company's history with the SEC.
Exactly. And then there's the new DOGE department aimed at cutting government spending and maybe even using cryptocurrency. Bold move. But some are raising concerns about conflicts of interest, especially with Elon Musk involved, given his government contracts with SpaceX and Tesla.
For sure. It's too early to tell what this means for the crypto industry in the long run, but it's definitely something to watch closely. It could be a major shift in the U.S. government's stance on crypto, but also has the potential for political games and personal gain. Remember to hit that bell icon below to get all the latest updates as they happen.
Great reminder. So we have potential buying opportunities with Bitcoin's dip.
Yeah.
Altcoins are heating up, and there's political drama unfolding in Washington. What else is on the radar today?
Well, while the U.S. government is figuring things out, corporate America is jumping headfirst into crypto. MicroStrategy just bought another 55,500 Bitcoin, adding to their massive holdings already. And Rumble Inc., the video sharing platform, is putting $20 million into Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation.
Wow, so interesting to see these big players betting on Bitcoin like this. It seems like they're really starting to see it as a legitimate asset and a safe haven from inflation, putting your money where their mouth is.
Absolutely. It's a major sign of confidence for Bitcoin, and it could encourage even more institutional investors to jump on board.
You mentioned that Rumble is investing in Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. Could you explain that for our listeners who might not be familiar with the term?
Sure. An inflation hedge is basically an asset that's expected to hold or even increase its value during times of high inflation. Think of it like this. You have $100 today and inflation is at 5% next year. That $100 will only have the buying power of $95.
Right.
But if you invest that $100 in an asset that at least keeps up with inflation, you can protect your wealth. Bitcoin, with its limited supply and growing demand, is seen by many as a potential hedge against inflation. And that's why companies like Rumble are investing in it.
That's a really clear explanation, thank you. So we've got big players making moves, institutional investors are taking notice, but there's another side to all of this, right? The regulations are still pretty uncertain.
They are, and that uncertainty can be both good and bad. On one hand, it can create opportunities for those willing to take risks. But on the other, it can lead to volatility and make it difficult for businesses to operate. We're seeing this happening right now with Texas introducing new rules that require crypto miners to register with the state and show how much energy they use. And then there's the SEC. They're getting tough, racking up a record $8.2 billion in fines this year, which has drawn criticism from some in the crypto community.
So on one hand, you have some governments like Texas trying to create more oversight and transparency in the industry, while others like the SEC are taking a more aggressive approach with enforcement and fines.
Right, and this is creating a debate about the best way to regulate this space.
Right.
Some people believe in a more hands-off approach, letting innovation happen, while others think stricter rules are needed to protect investors and prevent fraud.
Yeah.
It's a tough issue, and it's going to take time to figure out.
Well, we'll be here to help you understand it all as things develop. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update. Now, before we get to specific trading advice based on all of this, I want to focus on a couple of tokens creating a lot of buzz. Shiba Inu and BO Inc.
Okay.
Shiba Inu's lead developer Satoshi Kusama hinted that burning 99% of the S-chip's supply might actually be possible. But he also said that real-world adoption is more important for long-term growth.
Yeah, interesting.
So the question for our listeners is, what does this mean for the price of S-chip in the future? Is it a good investment? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
Now, BONG, the BNK community is doing a massive token burn. They're calling it Burness, and
Right.
they're aiming to burn 1 trillion tokens by Christmas.
1 trillion tokens, that's a lot of burning.
Right.
What does this mean for people who hold BOK and for those thinking about buying in?
It's definitely created a lot of hype and a surge in price. We even saw a whale recently transfer 308 billion BONG token, worth about $14.43 million into Coinbase, probably for this burn event. So there's a ton of activity and excitement around it, but the big question is it sustainable? Can BONK keep this going in the long run?
That's the question, isn't it? We've seen these hype-driven pumps before, and they often fade away just as quickly as they start. But we'll keep an eye on it and give you updates and analysis along the way. And as always, do your own research before making any investment decisions.
Absolutely. Don't let the hype cloud your judgment.
All right, we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive. We've looked at Bitcoin's correction, the altcoin surge, Trump's crypto policies, corporate adoption, token burns, and the constantly changing regulatory landscape. It's a lot to take in, but that's why we're here to help you understand it all.
Exactly.
Tired of missing market opportunities? Switch to TrendSpider, the smart charting platform that simplifies your trading decisions. With automated analysis, custom alerts, and powerful tools, you'll always stay one step ahead. Ready to upgrade your trading? Click the link on this page to start your free trial with TrendSpider now.
All right, so let's get into some specific trading advice, starting with Bitcoin.
Okay, so Bitcoin is hovering around $94,700 right now, just below that $98,000 resistance level. What if it breaks through?
That $98,000 mark is key. If it breaks above that with good volume, it could signal a rally towards $100,000, maybe even $101,000 pretty quickly. Some analysts are predicting a push towards $120,000 by early 2025 if that buying keeps up.
$120,000, that would be incredible. But what if Bitcoin doesn't break through? What if it dips further? What are the warning signs to look out for?
I'd keep an eye on the $96,000 level. That's a critical support zone. If it holds above that, it could mean a rebound is coming. But if it goes below $93,000, we might be in for a bigger correction, potentially down to $91,500 or even $88,000.
So for those who are more cautious, it might be best to wait for a clear break above $98,000 with strong volume before jumping in.
Exactly. Confirmation is key, especially in a market like this. Don't get caught up in the hype or speculation. Let the market guide you.
Great advice. Okay, let's move on to altcoins. We've already discussed Sandy and its impressive surge. What other altcoins are showing potential, and what should we be considering when we analyze them?
One altcoin that's often seen as a leading indicator for the overall market is XRP. There's a lot of talk about it, especially with those rumors about Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse possibly becoming Trump's crypto czar.
Yeah, that appointment could have a big impact on XRP. But beyond the rumors, what are the technical indicators telling us?
Well, XRP has had some big gains recently, breaking through important resistance levels. It's trading around $1.45 now, and the next major resistance is around $1.70. If it breaks above $1.70, that could be a really strong signal to buy.
And on the other side, where should we be putting our stop losses if we're holding XRP?
$1.35 is an important support level. If it drops below that, it could signal a further drop. So a tight stop loss below that level would be a good way to manage your risk.
That makes sense. Another altcoin in the news is Dogecoin, especially with its connection to Elon Musk and this new Department of Government Efficiency, or as everyone's calling it, the Doge Department.
Right. It's created a lot of excitement around Dogecoin. And as we talked about, Elon Musk has a history of affecting DOG's price with his tweets and stuff.
So what's the technical outlook for Dogecoin currently?
Well, Dogecoin has been sort of hanging around $0.40, and it needs to break through the resistance at $0.45 to confirm an upward trend. If it can't get past that level, we might see it fall back down.
Okay, so $0.45 is the number to watch for Doge. What if it falls below its current support?
The next support level to look at is around $0.35. If it goes below that, it could mean a larger correction. But for now, it's just waiting, and we're watching for a strong move up or down.
So both XRP and Dogecoin are at crucial points right now. We need to be watching those key levels very closely.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to have clear stop losses and profit targets. You don't want to be caught off guard by a sudden move in the market.
Let's talk more about that. What are some trading strategies our listeners could use, whether they're day trading or taking a longer-term approach? We have a lot of new investors in the crypto world, so let's make this easy to understand.
Sure. For day traders, looking for a bounce at $92,666 for Bitcoin could be a good entry point for some quick gains. However, if it keeps dropping, $90,000 might be the next opportunity.
Okay, so those are the important levels for Bitcoin day traders. What about those who are holding long-term? What strategies should they be thinking about?
For those investors, this dip in Bitcoin could be a chance to buy more at a lower price. Dollar cost averaging is a good strategy for this. It basically means investing a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, no matter the price. This helps you average your purchase price over time and reduces the impact of the ups and downs. You could buy at these levels, $93,000, $96,000, and $98,000.
What about dollar cost averaging with altcoins?
Same idea. Use this correction to find strong projects that have good fundamentals and build your positions slowly over time.
So we're basically seeing this correction as a possible buying opportunity for both short-term traders and long-term investors. What should our listeners be doing to get ready for the next phase of the market?
The most important thing is to know how much risk you're comfortable with and what your investment goals are. Are you okay with the possibility of big gains and losses, or do you prefer a safer approach? Once you know your risk tolerance, you can create an investment strategy that fits.
Right. You need to know your own investment style before you make any decisions. What else?
Do your research. There's so much information out there about crypto, both good and bad. Learn to find reliable sources and don't just blindly follow the hype or fear of missing out.
Absolutely. FOMO can lead to bad decisions and lost money. Be patient, be disciplined, and be strategic.
And remember, diversification is key. Don't put all your money into one thing. Spread your investments across different projects and asset classes to protect yourself from sudden changes in the market.
So we've talked about a lot of trading strategies and advice. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What are the broader implications of what's happening in the crypto world?
One of the most interesting things about crypto is that it has the potential to completely change the way our financial systems work. We're seeing this with the growth of decentralized finance or DeFi, stablecoins, and even tokenized real-world assets.
It's groundbreaking technology. But like with any big change, there will be resistance from those who benefit from the old system. And that's where regulation comes into play.
Right. Governments are struggling with how to regulate this new industry, and it's a complicated and always changing situation.
From Texas trying to control miners to the SEC's big fines, it's clear that regulators are trying to take control. But we're also seeing positive things, like Hong Kong embracing crypto trading and the possibility of a more crypto-friendly government in the U.S. with Trump.
It's a balance between supporting innovation and protecting investors. And like we said earlier, there are also worries about potential conflicts of interest and political maneuvering when it comes to regulating crypto. It's a story that's still unfolding.
Absolutely. And that's where you, our listeners, come in, stay informed, have discussions about this, and push for responsible and balanced regulation. We can't just let governments decide the future of this technology. The crypto community needs to be actively involved in shaping that future.
I agree. The power of decentralization is in the hands of the people. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you stay updated with the latest news and analysis.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this second part of our deep dive. We talked about specific trading advice for Bitcoin and altcoins, explored different strategies for both day traders and long-term investors, and discussed the broader implications of crypto's potential to change traditional finance.
In the last part, we'll wrap things up with some key takeaways and actionable insights to help you navigate this exciting and constantly changing world of crypto.
Take control of your crypto journey with Binance, the platform trusted by millions. Trade over 350 coins with low fees and powerful tools for every skill level. Ready to get started? Hit the link on this page and join Binance today.
All right, welcome back to the final part of today's crypto deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground: Bitcoin's price swings, altcoin trends, policies, corporate moves, and those token burns.
It's a lot to digest, but even with all the excitement and volatility, there are some important takeaways that can help you make sense of this crazy world of cryptocurrency.
So let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What's the feeling in the market right now? Are we still in a bull market, or are things changing?
Even with Bitcoin's correction, the long-term view for crypto is still positive. We're seeing more adoption by big companies and institutional investors, and the technology behind it is evolving so quickly.
That's good to hear. But for people who are new to crypto, it can still feel overwhelming. Where do they even start?
You're right, it can be intimidating, but remember, crypto is still relatively young. It makes sense to see price swings and uncertainty.
It's like the early days of the internet.
Right.
Tons of hype, lots of speculation, and then the dot-com bubble burst.
Yeah.
But the internet changed the world.
Exactly. And I think crypto can do the same. It's not just about quick profits. It's about creating a more decentralized, transparent, and fair financial system.
So for those just starting out, what's the best approach to investing in crypto?
Education is key. Take your time to learn about the different types of cryptocurrencies, the technology, and the ways you can invest. There are so many resources available: online articles, videos, podcasts, courses, everything.
Don't rely on just one source of information either. Get different perspectives, do your own research, and be critical of what you read.
Definitely. It's also super important to start small and only invest what you can afford to lose. Crypto is high risk, high reward. Be careful.
Don't get swept up in the excitement, and don't make emotional decisions.
And like we talked about, diversify, diversify, diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different projects to manage your risk.
Great advice. Now, what trends are shaping crypto right now? What should our listeners be looking out for in the coming months?
One thing we're seeing is crypto getting integrated into the traditional financial system. Big banks and payment companies are exploring blockchain, and some are even offering crypto services to their customers.
So it's becoming more mainstream. That could lead to even wider adoption down the road.
Exactly. Also, keep an eye on decentralized finance, or DeFi. DeFi platforms provide all sorts of financial services: lending, borrowing, trading, insurance, all without traditional middlemen like banks.
It's a radical idea, making financial services accessible to everyone and giving people control over their own finances.
Absolutely. And don't forget about regulations. Governments all over the world are still figuring out how to handle crypto, and whatever they decide will have a huge impact on the industry.
It's complicated and always changing, and it's something we'll be following closely here at dailycryptotalk.com.
Right.
All right, to wrap up this deep dive, what's our final message for our listeners today?
Well,
Crypto has the power to change finance and so much more.
but it's also a market that can change quickly and is hard to predict. Do your research, plan carefully, and think long-term, and you'll be in a good position to take advantage of the amazing opportunities crypto offers.
Stay informed, stay curious, and stay involved. We're all shaping the future of finance together.
And that's your Crypto Deep Dive for today. Subscribe to dailycryptotalk.com and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. See you next time.
We'll see you then.